All right, let's talk about it. Moving your online store from WordPress to Shopify, yeah, that can feel like a huge, maybe even a scary leap. It's a really powerful move, especially for growing brands, but man, it comes with a ton of anxiety, right? So in this explainer, we're going to give you the complete step-by-step playbook to make that whole process simple and, most importantly, safe. So if you're here, chances are this is a very real question you're wrestling with right now. You've built something great on WordPress, no doubt, but you're starting to wonder if there's a better platform out there to help you scale. It's a big decision, and you're smart to be doing your homework. And let's be real, your homework probably starts with a list of fears that looks, well, a lot like this one. You're asking yourself, is all my product and order data going to transfer correctly? What happens to my SEO? All those rankings I worked so hard for? And the big one, can I really afford any downtime? What about all my plugins, the ones that make my store work? Look, these are all totally valid concerns.
But here's the good news. This explainer right here, this is your complete playbook to tackle every single one of those fears. We are going to turn that tangled mess of anxiety into a clear, straight path for a totally seamless migration.
First things first, let's reframe this whole thing. This isn't just some technical task you have to check off a list. For smart brands, this is a huge strategic business decision. It's about shifting your focus from managing a website to actively growing a commerce empire. And this little table really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? With WordPress, you're the manager of everything. Updates, security, hosting. It's super flexible, sure, but the costs can be all over the place, and the responsibility is 100% yours. Now, Shopify is fully hosted. Security, scalability for those massive Black Friday traffic spikes, and predictable costs, it's all built right in. You're essentially trading total control for a platform that is purpose-built for just one thing, selling stuff. Okay, so you've decided the move is right for you. Fantastic. Where do you even begin? Right here. This pre-migration blueprint is, and I can't stress this enough, the most critical part of the entire process. Getting this right prevents pretty much every potential disaster you can think of. And honestly, this number says it all. Please do not underestimate the prep work. A whopping 90% of a successful, stress-free migration happens right here, in the planning stage, before you even think about moving a single piece of data. You get this part right, and believe me, the actual move becomes the easy part. So here it is, your 6-step blueprint. 1. Back up your entire site. This is your non-negotiable safety net. 2. Start your Shopify trial. This gives you a risk-free sandbox to build everything in. 3. Audit your content. This is the perfect time to declutter and decide what's actually essential to bring over. 4. And this is so critical for your Google rankings. Do an SEO audit and map out all your existing URLs. 5. Budget the move so you understand all the costs, one-time and ongoing. And finally, number 6, schedule the big launch for your slowest traffic period to minimize any potential hiccups. Okay, let's get to the main event, actually getting your data from point A to point B. And there are really 2 main paths you can take here. The choice you make is going to depend on your budget, how complex your store is, and, well, how comfortable you are with the tech side of things. Let's start with path A, the automated method. And let me just be crystal clear, just like the source material is. This is the recommended path for 99% of stores out there. It's the safest, it's the fastest, and it's the most reliable option by a long shot. And the process itself? It's beautifully simple. You use a tool to securely connect your 2 stores. Then you basically get a checklist where you select exactly what you want to move: your products, customers, order history, even blog posts. After that, you run a free demo just to make sure a small sample of your data comes across perfectly. And once you're happy, you just hit go on the full migration, and the whole thing just happens in the background. So, what about path B? This is the manual method, using what are called CSV files, basically spreadsheets. And yeah, it's free, which is always appealing, but it's really only a good idea for folks with very small stores and a really high comfort level working with spreadsheets. So it is so crucial to understand the limits here. The manual method, it works okay for products and customers, but trying to migrate your order history this way, it's incredibly difficult and honestly not recommended. The biggest risk here is just simple human error. One misplaced comma, one wrong column header in your spreadsheet, and the whole import can fail, leaving you to spend hours trying to figure out what went wrong. It just requires extreme, painstaking care. Okay, deep breath. Your data is now sitting in your new Shopify store. But you're not done just yet. Now we move to the final launch plan, the 8-step sequence that takes you from having a bunch of migrated data to having a fully operational money-making business. First up, you've got to finalize the store itself. Spot check a few products and customers just to verify the data's all correct, then organize your products into nice, neat collections. Next, customize your theme to match your branding. Then you got to configure all the boring but absolutely essential stuff: shipping, taxes, and your payment gateways. And finally, and please do not skip this, run a test order using Shopify's bogus gateway to make sure the entire checkout process works perfectly from start to finish. Now, I want you to pay close attention to this next part. I love this quote from the source material because it puts a giant spotlight on what is, without a doubt, the single most important step for protecting all that hard work you've put into your search engine rankings. And that critical step revolves around this concept, the 301 redirect. Just think of it like a permanent change of address form for the internet. It's a little signpost that tells Google, hey, the page that used to live at this old address, it now lives over here. This is exactly how you transfer your ranking power from your old URLs to your new ones. So these final 4 steps bring it all home. Step 5 is the big one. You point your domain to Shopify and you implement that crucial list of 301 redirects. Step 6, you submit your new sitemap to Google so it can come crawl your new site structure. 7, you install your essential Shopify apps for things like reviews and email marketing. And finally, the moment you've been waiting for. Step 8, take a deep breath, remove that password page, and go live. Which brings us right back around to the biggest fear for most people. After all this work, let's just ask the question directly. Will I lose my SEO rankings when I migrate from WordPress to Shopify? And the answer, I'm happy to say, is a clear and confident no. You will not lose your rankings if you handle the migration correctly. Meticulously, and I mean meticulously. Implementing those 301 redirects is the absolute key. It's the one step that protects your hard-won traffic and ensures a successful, SEO-safe migration. So what's the big takeaway from all this? If you remember one thing, it's that for the vast majority of stores, using an automated migration tool is simply the smartest, safest, and fastest path forward. It protects your data, it protects your SEO, and maybe most of all, it protects your peace of mind. Look, the migration process might seem a little daunting at first, but it really is a proven playbook. By following these steps, you can move your business to a more powerful platform that's actually designed for growth. So the real question isn't about the migration anymore. It's this: with all the time you're going to save on maintenance and technical headaches, what will you build next?